Hey guys, I'm Jessica Bridges, and since I am new to YouTube, I wanted to hop on here and tell you a little bit about myself and why I decided to start this channel, okay? So I am an online coach, a certified fitness trainer, and I created a program called Bridges2Barbells where I create custom workout plans and custom nutrition plans for women to help them lose fat sustainably and to build lean muscle, okay? So I started that program, but I wanna tell you kind of the backstory of why and what I've learned in between then and what I've added since then. So I'm 33 now. When I was in my early 20s, I went through a really difficult time, experienced a lot of pain, a lot of tears. I lost custody of my child after a really rough divorce, and a couple years before that even happened, I had walked away from God. Not really sure why, just I'm one of those people that if, I'm either living for Him all the way or I'm just backing out totally, which is something that I have changed, but that's how I was. And so I had walked away from Him, and then this bad stuff happened to me. And I was in a state of just like shock and depression and this whole new level of sadness that I had never experienced before. So I remember praying one day, and I told God, I hate who I have become. I hated the person that I was, and I hated the feeling that I had and what had happened to me. And I told Him, if you will have me back, which I know he's always there for us, but I said, if you will have me, then we can turn this pain into something good. I don't want to wallow in it, and I don't want to let it ruin my life for the rest of my life, right? So I told God, let's do something where I can turn this pain into good. So once I prayed that and decided I've got to help other people by using what I've been through, I went to a Christian life coach, and she helped me kind of narrow down my skills and my passions, and we came up with thinking that I could do counseling because it's something that I think I would be good at, and it's something that would help me fulfill this mission that I felt that I had, or this calling that I felt God had given me. So I did enroll in Liberty University. I got my bachelor's degree in 4 years, and I am currently halfway through my master's degree. So I'm still working on it, and that's still a really big dream of mine. I still want to counsel women. But in the midst of all this, I lost my full-time job of 8 years. And so I was like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? Because I need a job. I have to have some source of income, especially while I'm going to school. So racking my brain, I started thinking, all right, what can I do so I can be at home with my kid and I can still work at school full time, but still have something to do to bring income in so I can help support my family. And that is when I decided I was going to be an online coach because fitness has been something that I have loved my entire life. When I was 5 years old, I was doing aerobics classes with my mom as the instructor. Like, it's just something I've always loved, to feel empowered and in control of myself. I love seeing what our bodies can do and how they can change. So I wanted to combine this love of fitness with the calling that I felt that I had to help women. So that's how Bridges2Barbells originated, okay? But when I started enrolling clients and I started meeting more women, I started noticing something that wasn't being addressed. And in these women, I started seeing me, the old me, this self-hatred, lack of self-love, lack of confidence in them, that it was like it took them over. It created this mindset that kept them in a negative state, and it affected their lives, and it affected their choices and their actions. And so that is why I decided to add mindset training to my program. So before they go into the diet and the nutrition, they go into mindset training to get in the right headspace before they go into it and realize that their self-worth and their identity and who they are is not It is not tied to a scale. It is not tied to a dress size. Okay. So that is also when I decided to start my podcast, because I felt like I had this message to get out to women that you are more than your looks. You are more than your performance. If you're a Christian and you believe in God and you believe God, then you've got to believe who He says that you are. And if we're not in that right space, in that right headspace or frame of mind, believing who God says we are and knowing that our identity is more than our weight and our size, if we don't do that, then we'll never be happy with who we are or our appearance. It'll never matter, how skinny we get or how ripped we get. And I realized that on my own journey. I had gotten to a place where I was so small, so skinny, and I thought that it would make me happy. Like, I thought I'd be fulfilled. Like, yes, this will, bring me joy. This will fulfill me. And I felt terrible. It was the worst thing. Like, I had developed adrenal fatigue. I was tired and achy all the time, irritable. It was terrible because I was eating way too low calories and overtraining and just not getting the nutrients that I needed. I was too thin, and I thought that it would make me happy, but it made me miserable. So there's these lies that we start believing about ourselves, that if we could just be this size or we could just hit this goal, we'll be happy and we'll be fulfilled. And that is a lie. And that is the information that I want to bring out to women, is that you cannot believe those lies, and we have to replace them with truth of who we are and truth about our identity. Okay, so it's not, I'm close to the perfect body, and so I'm fulfilled and happy. Like, we can't put our identity in those kinds of things. And so that is why I started the podcast. That's why I started mindset training, and that is also why I started this channel. So on this channel and on my podcast, listeners get mindset training and ways to overcome doubt and fear and negativity, and also get nutrition tips on macros, why I count them and why I suggest that you count them, and then hypertrophy training, which is the weight training that I do with my clients. So you're going to get all these tips and knowledge about nutrition and fitness, but also some messages of hope and faith and encouragement. Okay, so I hope that you get some good stuff out of here. Make sure you subscribe, and to get more information than what's on this channel, these videos will be shorter than the podcast, but make sure you go to the podcast and subscribe. It's Bridges2Barbells Radio, and the 2 is the number 2. So Bridges, the number 2, Barbells Radio. Thanks for tuning in, guys.